Whoa!
What do you do in every episode?
Guys,
Hey everybody, welcome to the show.
this week,
To the show.
last Tuesday of February, you know what that means, Tom.
Yo, it's time. Next week we're off for remembering Valentine's Day, right?
No, I don't. I think we had to move that back.
All right.
No, this is next. This starts the week of the annual Suns knit off.
Wait, so it's starting and it's annual?
Yeah, it's starting right now. The annual knit off.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Why are we announcing it here? First of all, isn't it just for us if it's the Suns?
No, we're sponsoring it.
Oh. So I don't have to do anything.
No, that's the key.
Okay, well, why don't you explain it for those who do have to do something?
Okay, everyone out there.
Because now I'm interested.
In podcast land, all you have to do is create a functional next generation video game system using only yarn.
It can't be that easy, right? We're just giving. What are we giving them?
Oh, tons of prizes.
For what? Knitting a console? That's not even anything. Does it have to work?
Yes, I said it has to be a working console.
Okay, so it's way too easy.
It's a working next generation console entirely out of yarn.
Why don't we just give them the prizes for nothing?
Well, it's more of a fan appreciation kind of thing because everybody's going to get at least.
I mean, everyone's going to be able to do it. How do we judge that?
Everyone's going to get a entry prize just for entry $5,000.
Okay, but how is this judged? Because it's not judged on completion. Because anyone could do this.
It's
So
judged
is it like
on,
artistic?
It's judged on the games that it can play.
Oh, so you're making games too out of yarn?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
For everyone who enters gets $5,000.
okay, that seems way too high considering how easy this is.
Third prize.
We're going to be bombarded with people. I want you to know that. We're just sponsoring it. We're not paying for this.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we have corporate sponsors.
Okay, yeah.
Third
hosting.
prize,
Uh-huh.
you get a professionally signed Tom C. replica Chia Pet doll.
Guys, just recently I earned my professional status in signing things. Used to be an amateur, now I'm professional.
No, you're not signing it. We're getting someone else to sign it.
Oh, we're outsourcing for professional signers?
Yeah.
Man. I
It's
just got that. It's on the wall.
I know, I'm sorry.
I got that, notarized or
That
whatever.
but that was before we were putting the contest together.
I know, but I know we can't bank on me just getting these things.
No,
But
what you're
I'm
gonna
really
get,
proud
you're
of
gonna
that.
get a Chia Pet that looks like your head, and I'll have signed it.
Well, all right. That sounds good.
Second place.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Second place.
Are you going to forge my signature?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you're signing for both of us.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No, I'm not signing. I'm not signing my signature on it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm signing your signature.
That's worth a little bit more. I got you.
Second place prize.
All right.
You get to come to the space station for approximately 50 hours.
Okay, so you know that anyone who isn't us gets torn apart by the turrets, right?
Well, yeah, we're going to send them the things that they need to not be torn apart by the turrets.
I don't know we had those things, but I would like to get rid of them. That doesn't sound like how I want to live my life, in fear that someone could walk in after they get these.
Well, they're
This is
one
a
use
breach
only.
of security
They're
protocol.
one use only. One use only.
I don't know how I feel about that. All right,
First prize.
I'm gonna take care of that one, I guess.
First prize. You and one friend get
Whoa.
to take the Sons of Idia out to lunch at Taco Bell.
No, what?
You will fly us to your city and treat us to whatever we want at Taco Bell.
You remember all the things when you were a kid, like how Nickelodeon would take over your school? It's like that, except different. Way different.
We'll order all the gorditas and we'll eat them and then we will leave
Guys,
promptly.
you're going to get your money's worth. We order a lot. We're not coming in for like a soft taco and then booking it.
Yeah, we're not going to be like...
We're going to make a day of it,
We're not going to be like, yo, give me a quesadilla and that'll be it.
You're going to be like, I wish I could have spent more than that $3 for that quesadilla or whatever. You're not going to have to say that to us.
No.
What a treat. You're going to get to see that big charge on your credit card and you're going to say, yeah, that was that.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they're getting $5,000 just for entering the contest.
Yeah, we're going to be way over that, though.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's not even, close to that. You know? And they're bringing a friend.
That's true. Friends are expensive.
I guess they get to... Yeah, the friend's going to eat, $65,000. It's just that.
Yeah,
know?
that's 100%.
You're ordering a year's worth of food.
That is true.
That's what we do, at least.
Anyway, guys.
We eat it in a single day.
Entry ends next year, this day.
Wait, so it starts this... So they already...
It's an
entered,
annual event. It takes the whole year.
Okay, well, they entered last year?
No, they're entering now until next year.
Okay, that's a little flawed. I'm not going to worry about it, though. It's not really my job to worry about that.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Well, I look forward to that next year.
Yeah.
I don't know why we announced it right
because
now.
this is when the contest starts.
I guess that makes sense.
Have you never heard of a contest before?
Not like this one, though. This is the best
That's
one.
because this is the best, yeah. No, because you have to start the contest at some point.
That makes sense now that you say it. I'm not entering, so whatever.
Yes, right, you're not.
Well, I'm not allowed to?
Yeah, of course not. That'd be cheating.
I don't know how to knit either.
Well,
that's probably the main thing. I've never even held a needle.
That's not true. I've heard you many a time injecting insulin into your cat.
That's not true either, though. Because that was heroin. Anyway.
Okay.
So, I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, Tom. It's a lot of money. You know what $5,000 could buy?
Well, it could probably buy you like a zillion songs on Rock Band.
I mean, probably.
Probably less than a zillion, I guess.
Probably less than a zillion. Probably in the neighborhood of like 5,000.
Well, what were you going to say?
I was going to say it could buy you a lot of stupid crap in video games.
Oh, like songs in Rock Band.
Ha ha ha.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. Because, guys, here's the deal.
I already derailed the segment by accident.
Here at Sun's Town.
Right.
Sun's Core.
Okay.
We like DLCs for the most part. I know a lot of people have problems with them.
Dude, hold on. DLCs? I want to say that we didn't mention on our, what was the thing called? The Trends podcast?
Oh, Trends.
The one,
Day 1 DLC.
Yeah, that's one of the first comments we got. We didn't mention it. Kind of relates to this.
Yeah, we kind of forgot.
Pick up the slack here.
It's kind of part 2 of that a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
Because what we're talking about this week, guys, is kind of like game economy, and not in the way that retailers and distributors operate. Although that could be a whole podcast in and of itself, but the way that players are encouraged to spend money on games that they've already bought even further. A lot of people make the argument for DLCs. But I don't feel like that's as much the case with DLCs as it is with things like microtransactions.
Can you give me some examples?
Okay, Tom. Here's a great example. Once upon a time, there was a popular MMORPG called EVE Online.
I've not only heard of this, but I'm interested in playing it. No joke.
Really?
Yes.
Guys, for those of you who don't know, EVE Online is a massive online multiplayer. But it's
space.
It's a space sci-fi thing. But one of the key core components of that game is a very rich economy-based thing that actually comes from like doing jobs in the world, in the game itself, the EVE Online world, you know?
And here's the weird part, is that the actual currency can be renewed for game time, like a subscription-based thing. So this currency in-game directly translates to currency in real life.
Yes. People have made money off of EVE Online.
People have lost thousands of dollars.
They make booming businesses that do really well, and there are people who will lose tons of money because they actually invest in corporations that fold.
This isn't a joke.
One such example being there was a couple of guys on EVE Online who pretty much ran almost the entire economy of the game, like privately, like they weren't sanctioned through the game at all. But basically, what they ended up doing was they took a lot. It was a Ponzi scheme essentially.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme. They convinced people to invest in their corporation in the game, guys, for reals.
Right.
They convinced people to invest in their corporation in the game. Promised some people returns, and some people got returns because that's the way Ponzi schemes work.
Yeah.
But one day, people would just go onto the site, and it was just like, the site doesn't work anymore. The business is closed. And they made off with thousands of dollars.
And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
No, because it's not illegal in the game. because the money in the game doesn't have any real world value, so there's nothing that they could really do to get their money back.
Yeah, okay. Here's another way cooler example. Yours is cool, but here's mine. Recently, there was actually like a news story, I forget what site it was on, about how like this group was like shipping a massive amount of currency somewhere, and it totally got raided by pirates, and it was awesome.
That is awesome.
Like, there's real piracy and like actual raiding and banditry. It's like a style of life.
Also, guys, according to what I've read, the people that swindled all those other people out of their money, they built like the world's greatest spaceship.
Dude, they have to. Dude, like, a real spaceship in that game is, like, real big deal. Like, you don't see them that much. That's why I like that game, because it's like you're really in a world.
Yeah. It's on.
Like, the more
honestly, it's one of the more realistic games out there.
Because, like, the more I hear about it, the more I'm attracted to it, because it's not supposed to be fun all the time. It's supposed to be really, like, there's a space economy, and, like, all this stuff happening, and you have, like, you can be part of, like, a group, like, whatever one of the factions are, and you can be like, I'm flying my tiny garbage ship next to the Federation fleet, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like, that's the biggest ship I've ever seen. You're like, well, that's Hardcore Sniper 111's flagship battlecruiser.
That's
like, this is awesome.
That's douchebag stole our Armani-sons ship.
No, but that's like something that's totally awesome.
No, it's really cool, and it really is still cool.
Like, maybe I've just built it up in my head to be something I'm, like, really attracted to, and it probably isn't that much fun. I don't have time for this subscription-based gaming.
I didn't know.
That's for sure.
I didn't know that there was that big robbery. That's news to me. That was.
It
really
was like
cool.
on a news site. I can't remember which one it was, but it was really cool. It was really cool. But this gets away from the point.
Yeah, but it feeds into the idea of how microtransactions works. Another thing where microtransactions really come into play are
iPhone games.
I'm not sure if that's true or not.
I will tell you they are, but after you make your point.
Is free-to-play games. Mm-hmm. Games like League of Legends, The Old Republic, I think, is free-to-play now. Warcraft is free-to-play now.
Team Fortress 2?
Team Fortress 2. They all have general content that you can just play. You can pick up the game, download on your computer, whatever, and just play it, and you'll be fine.
Right.
But if you want to get
Buy
past...
a hat?
If you want to have a hat, if you want to get past certain levels for your character...
Is that true?
In some games, yeah. I think Warcraft's free to play up until like level 20.
That's true. I do know that.
If you want to get past a certain level for your character, if you want to unlock new classes, new gear, new equipment, you can actually pay money to the people that run the game and get that equipment. And some people have a major problem with this.
Right. I don't know, because I don't know if I consider that microtransactions, but like, because I think that's more of a trial-based thing before you have to pay.
Well, no, some of it is microtransactions.
No, some of it is microtransactions.
The Team Fortress stuff is microtransactions.
That's absolutely.
Like everything, like a ton of Facebook games have microtransactions.
No, those are only microtransactions. That's how those games live.
Yeah, like Farmville, the Mafia game. Like, you have to pay to get a lot of stuff in there if you want to, get your level 62 milk cow.
Dude, the thing is, this system most certainly has worked on me in relation to iPhone games. There used to be a game we played called Hero Academy that I believe was free. Or at least very inexpensive.
True. No, the game itself was free. You got one free faction right off the bat.
And you could buy new factions, which weren't necessarily better, but it gave more content to the game.
Yeah.
And I most certainly have done that a few times in a couple of iPhone games.
That's a great example.
iPhone games in general are mostly built of that system, especially free ones.
Yeah, that's true. And again, like you said before, there's a lot of trial-based stuff there too.
Yeah, because some of them will be like free, and if you want to pay for the full version.
Because I had for a long time I had regular Oregon Trail free version.
No.
And then I bought it for realsies.
I will almost always do that. Like, I had trial Words with Friends, and I was like, screw this.
Yeah. I had that too.
Because I enjoyed. Because if everything was like that, where you got to try it and then buy it, I'd probably buy more games. Honestly.
Yeah, it's nice. That's obvious.
It's unfortunate that we are such fans of DLC and this kind of thing.
Dude, a
lot of people hate it.
Can we do a quick sidebar?
Sidebar.
Remember back in the day when gaming magazines were still a thing, and they'd have like demos of games in magazines?
I remember I played the demo of Dynasty Warriors 3 or 4 for like 55 hours straight.
I had a demo of. I just had like kind of like a sampler demo for PlayStation.
I had one of those too. That's
for PlayStation magazine. Yeah. It had the Emperor's New Groove Disney game.
Nice.
It had Medieval 2, I think.
The skeleton game.
The skeleton game, yeah.
Not Medieval 2.
Yeah. It's Medieval. That's what it's called.
Really?
It had... Those are the only two ones I really played.
Right.
Because those were the most fun, I think.
Right. These might still exist to some degree.
I don't think so, because I just don't... you're right. I don't know. I honestly don't know if they do or not.
I don't know if they do either.
But nowadays, for the most part, you can actually get trial versions of games directly downloaded to your console.
Yeah.
Which I've done several times in order to play games.
I can't think of any I did for a system or console. I've done it for PC games many times, though.
Yeah, I did a few... I got a trial of, like, some ride-in equivalent, like, bullet hell game.
Yeah. Here's my problem.
Tom, what's your problem?
The internet, for some reason, seems to be pretty blanketly against DLC. And for some reason, we like it, and I don't understand who's wrong here.
Okay, Tom, here's...
Is it because everyone's poor and we're super duper millionaires because of our world famous podcast?
Yeah, we're the 0.00001%, guys.
It's true.
No, here's what I always kind of view it as. And maybe some people will disagree with me, I'm not sure. But back in the day, when I first started playing Age of Empires, the first one, with the Ancient Civilizations one, there was an expansion that came out called Rise of Rome, and I was very excited. And I bought that expansion. And to me, that's all DLCs for the most part are.
That's how I treat it.
Because, like, if you bought Dead Money, Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, and Lonesome Road, which are all the main story-based DLCs for Fallout New Vegas, that'd be an extra $40. Just about. Give or take.
Yeah. No, it'd be 60. They're all 15.
I thought they were only 10.
I think they were 15.
I'm going to say they're 10.
I'm going to say they're 15.
I'm sticking to my 10 guns here.
Anyway.
I'll bet you $10 for it.
I don't think so.
But yeah. In the end, you're only going to... You end up spending $40. Because I'm still saying that they're $10.
$40 to $60.
$40 to $60, fine. Still think they're 10. But the point is that's just an expansion to me. Because if they were released all on one disc for $40, I don't think anyone would have a problem with that.
No.
But the fact they get released in like increments, people are like, oh, well...
I don't think anyone complains about the Fallout DLC, because that's always a lot of content. I think people complain about stuff like a Street Fighter outfit pack, which I have bought on many occasions.
I bought a Mass Effect alternate appearance pack, actually.
Because here's my thing. Who cares?
Well,
I have money and I want more content than whatever.
That brings me to a point that I was actually going to bring up.
Who cares? Brings you to a point?
Yeah. No, the other thing that you said. Was that I was thinking about the main thing that I kind of have grown to have a little bit of a problem with, like there's something that happened recently in the gaming world that I heard about, and I kind of actually have a problem with in terms of
is it that the booty's too hot?
No, I actually find the booty to be quite comforting.
All right.
No, it's that there was a game recently released called, or maybe it's not out yet, but Dead Space 3.
Yeah, it actually just came out.
Okay. So Dead Space 3 is the game. It's the third game in the Dead Space series, if we're going to pretend to do a speed review about it. But in the game itself, there's like weapon crafting, and you can create weapons and equipment and all that stuff. But the thing is, you can buy parts that are used to craft weapons.
Right. Like
directly. Essentially a microtransaction.
Okay.
I'm not sure I feel about that for like a console-based thing.
Okay.
But
I have a few questions about this.
Okay, well, I want to say one thing. I had a problem. I found it awkward. Let's say maybe I don't have maybe problem is too strong of a word, but I definitely thought it was a little weird. But then it occurred to me that Mass Effect released a bunch of like different weapon packs, and New Vegas did it as well because they had the Gunrunner's Arsenal.
They only did one weapon pack.
But
unless you kind of pre-order.
It was just a weapon pack essentially.
Yeah. You know what I always felt about that was I felt like I wish they'd done a million of them because I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved weapon packs in that.
And Mass Effect did a lot of those. They're still pumping them out for 3. And really, I guess if you look at it from a certain point of view, the microtransactions to buy parts so you can build better and better guns isn't really much different than a weapon pack. Mm-hmm. Because for the most part, when you get a weapon pack, guys, it's top quality gear for the most part.
It's usually the best in the game.
It's usually the best,
or near it.
Yeah, it's usually top tier grade weapons that are going to last you a long time. So if you spend money to buy parts that you can build like the best gun in the game, like the first crafting bench you come across,
I have an important question about this.
It's not really. I guess in the end, it's not really different, but I still think it's kind of weird.
Here's my important question: is this gear not obtainable in the game, or is it obtainable in the game?
I don't know.
If it's something that's obtainable in the game and you're paying to get it early, I do not care for that as much.
I assume there's a little of both. But I honestly do not know.
Here's my recent experience with microtransactions. A game called Forza 4. Great game. But you can purchase car tokens. And what car tokens do is they allow you to buy a car without spending the in-game currency for it.
Yeah.
A lot of the times the cars are so wildly expensive that you can't really afford it. At least not for a while. And so I ended up doing this a few times because the car tokens were cheap, and I wasn't going to wait 65 races to buy an Aventador. I wanted it right now. So whatever, I can do that because I have $6 or whatever. And so the thing is, that stuff is obtainable in the game, but I also don't feel cheated having not spent all that time to get it.
Okay.
That's like a rare case where, like, I'm not like, but I should have just did this until I got it. Because the thing is, it's new races and stuff, and, like, yeah, it's not the same game you're playing once you get those things.
True, I can see the point there, but I don't think that's much different from the Dead Space thing.
I don't think it is either, which is why I'm a little bit in between here.
Yeah, because if you're essentially paying money so that you can skip over all the resource hoarding that you would have to do
That's a good point too, though.
To get the BFG 9000 or whatever.
Because if it's just grinding for this, then, you know, like, is that really so bad to be like, I don't want to grind here, so I'm going to spend like $2.
Oh, here's something really hilarious that kind of has to do with what we're talking.
This better be hilarious.
No, it's really, really hilarious.
I don't believe this.
So once upon a time, guys, there was a country called North Korea.
Mm-hmm, I've never heard of it.
They're a very secluded communist nation. We've got a lot of problems with them. They've got a lot of problems with us. But
I bet you they don't have nuclear weapons.
Who knows?
Okay.
But in order to help fund things like their nuclear weapon program, what the North Koreans did was they got a bunch of North Korean hackers to hack in to the World of Warcraft servers and give them a bunch of gold and gear, and then they personally interacted with microtransactions with players. So if you bought gold or like gear on World of Warcraft, you might have been funding North Korea's nuclear program.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. How could that be true?
It's true. It's like a documented thing. Like, that happened.
That's the weirdest thing in the world.
But the thing is, World of Warcraft...
Guys, they're all terrorists. Everyone who's ever played World of Warcraft is a terrorist.
World of Warcraft really is the first instance where I was really introduced to microtransactions. Because even in the early stages of that game, there were people who would hack into the servers, I assume private hackers, and get gold, and you would be able to pay them real-life currency to get gold in the game.
Yeah. I mean, there's also, you could buy, like, weapons and stuff and, like, equipment from people in Diablo 2, and they eventually made it a whole system in 3.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So it's all over, guys. It's totally wacky.
So what's our conclusion about microtransactions?
I'm saying jury's still out. For me.
I'm saying it's good if it's a worthwhile content. It's bad if they start doing it as a shortcut to things. Because even though I was happy to buy the cars, I don't want to be like, pay $1 to get through this dungeon in Zelda.
See, that's kind of the problem that I had with like Dead Space, because for me the console and PC game to a lesser extent, depending on what kind you get, the console and like big PC title should be a pure experience, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when there's microtransactions involved, I think it kind of detracts from that, really. I do.
Like if you were in BioShock Infinite and there was suddenly an option to buy 40 bullets for 50 cents,
yeah,
you'd be like, this is incredibly annoying. Especially if you felt like you needed to do it.
Yeah.
That would be totally unacceptable, and it would really, really make me mad.
I don't think, and it's a trend I don't want to see happen. But you're right, for a smaller game like you know, a Hero Academy, where you spend $1 to unlock a new faction or whatever, I don't mind that as much because it's just providing more content to the game.
Yeah, but a lot of people say, oh, why couldn't I get that all with it? Why couldn't it just be all that for the price I paid for the initial thing? Because it was free initially. You didn't pay.
Because that's how marketing works, yeah.
Because, you know, the thing about it is you didn't pay if you had bought it right off the bat, you pay $5. But, like, what if you didn't know that you'd want this stuff yet?
Yeah,
it's less money wasted, too.
Yeah, or, you know, you play it for a long time and you realize, all right, I have an extra $1 lying around, I'll buy whatever.
What if New Vegas came out and it was $120, but it already came with all the DLC? A lot of people who didn't want to play, who like was just trying Fallout out, would be like, well, I didn't really need that because I never even got to these things.
Yeah,
it's just like
that's a good point.
I think sometimes
you nailed it. Great job.
I guess we're gonna take a break here, guys. We're already over.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Fascination.
Fascination.
Guys, welcome back to part 2.
Dude, that's why I always... Dude, because I've been thinking a lot about Grand Theft Auto 4 and how much I want to play it, and that song was in Grand Theft Auto 4. It's so good.
Okay. I was actually going to talk about... Tom, what's a great video game soundtrack?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, what's a video game soundtrack that you actually will search for and download and listen to?
See, there's the difference, though, is we talking like a combination of other existing
I'm talking
tracks?
like an original score.
Well, you got Guilty Gear. That's it.
That's a great one.
I think Chrono Trigger, every song's like great. Also, Secret of Mana.
Yeah, that's one you do listen to a lot.
What else you got?
Some of my favorites?
I didn't ask.
Fair. Continue on then.
Let's see. I like the Wii Sports soundtrack. Yeah. All right. What do you want? What do you want to say?
What do you want?
What do you want?
What do you want?
What do you want?
I've recently discovered that I really am a big fan of the Red Dead Redemption soundtrack. I've been listening to that a lot recently.
You still haven't done Give Me That soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. I could do that
Which
today.
seems weird.
Sorry. Also, I like the BioShock soundtracks. The scores of that are great.
See, but those are just real songs.
No, the actual, like, orchestral.
Oh, like some Sandra's... Sorry.
Yeah.
Sandra Cohen's musical.
Cohen's masterpiece, yeah.
Yeah, man. I can't get these words out.
It's all right. But yeah. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so some of you might have heard that they've released some details regarding the next generation PlayStation.
The PlayStation 4, they're calling it.
PlayStation 4.
We named it the PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4.
Whatever the guy's
Not the
name
PlayStation 4. That's something different.
Mr. Sony Parustachio got on stage and he told everyone about the Parustachio 4.
PlayStation 4. But yeah, I've been kind of keeping in touch with it. I don't think they've released anything about the next Xbox, have they?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
But I know that
it's going to be made of Kinect bars that didn't sell.
That's good.
And,
we have to melt down all of these Kinects.
And they're gonna, it's gonna see you when you're in the bathroom and stuff, and it'll, judge you.
It'll be like
quietly.
It'll be like Skynet.
Yeah, except more judgmental and slightly less violent at first.
Well, I appreciate the slightly less.
Then more violent.
But
in the movies.
Here's the thing.
The thing about the PlayStation is, tell me.
There are a couple things. One that I'm not sure they haven't really talked about, but there's the fact that there's any kind of question at all is a big problem to me, and one that I really, really like a lot.
Backwards compatibility is the first one.
No, actually, it's not. They haven't.
I thought I had it.
They actually
confound it.
I think straight up, they're not going to be backwards compatible.
It's like the 64 to the GameCube.
There was a reason that wasn't backwards.
Hey, man, it's the same thing. If it's a different kind of disc, which it might be.
I think they're sticking with Blu-ray.
Well, then shut up.
And they're probably this. We're finally going to get mostly discless systems. I think there's going to be a lot more libraries in terms of downloading games, which is sorely needed.
I know, but I'm still against it for a lot of reasons.
Really?
Because me and downloading.
Yeah, that's true.
Our good friend Baz told me he was reading a thread on Reddit. Sorry to mention Reddit all the time, guys. But they're talking about how, like, even they...
Can we make a Sons of Idiot Reddit?
There's a Game Grumps one. We're not going to make it. Because, the only experience I have with personal, private subreddits like that is for naked pictures, and I'm not going to post those there.
Right? I really respect and appreciate you not...
I'm not an internet naked picture whore.
Thank you.
Not yet. Just wait till we get a little more popular.
Okay.
No, what they said was, like, even they're not ready because, like, they mentioned Max Payne specifically. Because they're like, they still have gigantic games that we don't want to download yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, like, I was just thinking about how I wanted to pre-order BioShock for PC, but I'm like, I still want a disc because I don't want to wait, like, 5 hours to download 15 gigs of crap.
Yeah.
I still want to be able to go to a store and get a disc so I can just install these things instead of having to download stuff, because I'm still not into that yet.
Yeah, it's
needs faster internet in America. We talked about this with teleportation and stuff.
We did. But no, here's the things.
One guy said, "Beam me up, Scotty." Remember that comment?
That's good.
Guy's a cool dude.
You kind of nailed it. There are two things, like I said. The two main things. Do you want the good or the bad first?
I want the ugly first.
Okay.
Followed by the bad.
I guess the bad is it was also the ugly in this case.
Yeah, right.
So, Sony was having a press conference where they were talking about the PS4, and one of the people in the audience asked about, can you use used games with the system? And they didn't really answer him.
I don't really care for that.
Right? That's what I said.
Why would you? First of all, why would you ask that? I mean, they know the current climate of gaming is that they're trying to eliminate this kind of crap.
And I think that's I think that's why he had to ask that question.
And that's kind of scary.
Yeah, that's to me is a huge just kind of.
I don't care, dude. If they can do it the way Steam does it, where games just become cheap, that's fine.
Yeah, but
I don't care about games. I don't care about the used game market.
This is actually almost the entire reason I want to talk about that entire first segment, because I want to know if there's ever going to be a time where the video game industry and the video game consumer are going to reach a happy medium in terms of pricing.
Well,
because
no.
we can all agree, for the most part, games are way too expensive.
Here's the deal.
And consoles are like a kick in the financial ball.
The answer is no, because people who make games know how much work came into it, and they know how much it costs, and they want to charge more than they're doing right now. But people can't really agree to pay more than that. They don't want to pay this amount because it's still too much for a novelty like that.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
Well, not novelty, but you know what I mean.
Well, no, $60. It's an expensive gaming is an expensive hobby.
Because people think they go, oh, well, this movie cost $10 million to make, but I don't pay $60 for a DVD.
Yeah.
That's because games don't sell the same way that movies do. Movies sell like 6 times before they're like done selling. If you go to a movie theater, you go and you can rent it.
Yeah.
You can go and you can buy it. There's like a million times you'll buy that movie, and that's how it makes all of its money. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But games are a point of sale, and that's
it. And they also make it through advertising.
Yeah. The game, there's a point of sale. That is the only time people make money off of it.
Yes.
Whereas a movie makes money just from having a movie a million times.
There's a long financial life cycle to a movie that is much less existent in games.
And one
of the reasons, sorry.
I mean, in case you don't know, listener, if you really are out of the loop, when you buy a thing from GameStop, companies do not make any money off that. A pre-owned game does not get a game company any money.
Which is one of the reasons why, especially companies like EA has come under a lot of fire for their methods of trying to curtail people buying used games in their systems through a lot of different crap.
And it's been pretty successful. Been pretty good ideas, actually.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people consider it rather underhanded.
Well, they're underhanded, yeah, and they're crappy ideas, but they work. It's smart because it worked for me. I remember I bought Mass Effect 2 eventually because I never got to even have like some of the content because I used to play a pre-owned copy.
That's true, but also when you bought it was probably like $5 because you bought it on Steam, right?
Yeah. But it was late in the game. I had already beaten it, but I got to experience it again with new content.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Regardless, that is a big deal about this PS4 thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
But here's the thing that's actually like good.
Okay. I like good stuff.
So they have its own processor that is strictly only for the purposes of downloading updates to games and the system.
That's weird.
So you don't ever have to look at a download screen ever again, essentially.
I don't know how that works. Can you explain it?
It's always actively searching for new updates to these games and the systems that you're playing. It might also work for games that you are downloading, so that you can you turn a game on and it will see if there are any updates for any games, I guess, and then it'll automatically download them.
Isn't that what we're kind of already doing?
But it does in a way that you're never going to get stopped by. You're never going to load up a game and have it say this requires an update.
Well, that's kind of neat then.
And then have it go through the update system.
I'm kind of all right with that. I mean, it's not like putting me in my bed.
No, it's not. Yeah,
but it's neat.
I mean, God, PlayStation 4 is probably going to cost a ton of money.
That's the thing, dude. They've already made the mistake. They know that nobody wants to buy a $700, $600 system, dude.
Yeah.
If they do it again, it hasn't been enough time for people to be like, well, now that's fair. People are still not going to do it.
I mean, the PS3 was never that much. But
it was $600 when it came out.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was only $4.
No. It was $600 at launch.
I don't think that's correct.
Okay, I went on 4chan enough to have it drilled into my head how much it cost, because it was a constant meme about how expensive it was. $5.99, that's all they ever said. It was unbelievably expensive. No one bought it at launch because it was so expensive. What's been proven time and time again is people like cheap stuff.
Well, yeah, that's true.
The Wii sold crazy because of that.
I think it's one of the reasons why the Wii U isn't doing so great.
Because it's not $200.
As an aside, if you want to send us a Wii U, that would be great.
I'll send you almost enough money to pay for it.
I will send you a picture of me winking at you.
Nice. But no, the thing is, because that's what I was saying earlier about how we're never going to be in the middle here about costs. Because consoles lose money when they're sold.
Yeah,
everyone knows that. Games lose money when they're sold.
They're like
probably.
cars. Their value plummets once they're out of the box.
Well, they don't even get that far. What I mean is, you buy them, the company loses money because it costs more money to produce than just to sell.
Oh yeah.
Because they're selling them at a loss in order to make money back on games.
Yeah.
Which even then they aren't making enough money on games because people are selling them used now. So this whole industry is kind of screwing itself over because now budgets for games are getting way, way more expensive than they were previously.
Right.
You used to be able to make games with 2 dudes and a pizza. Now you need to pay $12 million to make the next crappier game.
But the thing is, I think a lot of those problems will be solved once they adopt the Steam model. Because the Steam model is effing great.
Think of what will be removed with the Steam model because it's not enough. The only thing that gets removed from a Steam model is distribution costs.
That's not true. Because you don't have to, not only do you not have to distribute, but also you have people who are a lot more willing to buy games. Because that's one of the key components.
That's not a cost reduction.
It's not a cost reduction, no. But if you have more people buying games, then the amount that you need to sell, if sales begin to increase, then the need to have them be as expensive will decrease.
I mean, I understand. I kind of know what you're saying. You're not wrong. To assume that if someone has access to all games on Earth right in front of them, they will buy more inherently because they don't have to go somewhere.
Exactly.
Makes sense that way. I don't know if it's going to see an immediate increase in sales, or enough to make it worthwhile, or enough to lower prices on games. That'd be like an incredible amount of money to have to be saving on that.
Yeah.
And even then they wouldn't do it because the model is proven to sell at that price point.
Yeah, that's a good point. But even
Man,
so,
I'm really, really smart today.
But even
what happened?
But even so, then but that's not entirely the point, because games that come out new on Steam still sell for that price point of games that come out for consoles.
Yes.
And people still buy them at those rates.
Okay, that's not the point. Because the point was, you were saying, when will console games become cheaper? Or like, will this form of distribution with the downloads and stuff make things cheaper? That's what you said.
No, I don't think I said that.
I think you did.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Or maybe you said it'd be more profitable. I don't remember. Regardless, whatever.
Well, also because another thing, in fact, that with the Steam model, you automatically remove all pre-owned games.
That's
everything
true.
is bought new.
Obviously, but the thing is that's fine with me. I don't care about the used game market. I don't care if every GameStop disappears because if it means that there's going to be sales the way Steam does it. I know I don't want to be in a monopoly where only Steam exists, no. But I do want to be in a place where games now have sales that are legitimate instead of this garbage that we're dealing with. Because GameStop has never had a sale in its life.
No, not ever. Not once.
I appreciate a place to buy gaming peripherals and games on discs, but I don't want there to be only one or the other. I like having both, I do. But I want GameStop to have sales. That's the short version.
Yeah, but they're just not going to do that because they don't have to.
They don't have to. And that's the thing. And if you eliminate a pre-owned market, I still don't know. I don't even know what would happen.
Oh, I think you definitely see an increase in sales because people are still going to want to play the games, and if people can buy and if people have to buy them, if people always have to buy them at that price point and have no other alternative,
okay, well, absolutely. If you eliminate used games, then buying new games will increase because people want to play the games. They're buying them used because they're cheaper. That's the reason.
That's what I'm saying.
If you make games cheaper new, people would buy them. That's straight up.
Yeah.
Except, here's the other problem. People don't care the condition of a game that is digital copy, you know? So no one's like, I can't wait to buy this new game. Oh, it's digital copy. Because you'd go to a store and maybe pay a little bit more for a new game if you wanted like a quality, like conditioned one.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't... I think that's more of a moot point.
Yeah, it's not really that relevant.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, is that, you know, it sucks to... Digital content kind of blows. So you don't really have anything.
No, you don't have anything, but you have what you have is convenience.
Yeah, no, that's true. Trust me, as a man with 150 games on Steam, at least.
Yeah, convenience is what makes Steam work.
No, I don't know though, because the reason Steam has worked for me, and I hated Steam until I had money because there's Steam sales. I would never have anything. I've not bought all these games because of convenience. I never sat there and gone, I have $60 on my credit card. I need to buy a game. What do I buy? Oh, it's on Steam. It's right here. I'm going to get it. No, I've driven to stores.
No, but here's where you're not entirely correct. Because if GameStop had comparable sales, you would not necessarily go out to specifically buy the games that you bought on Steam sales if GameStop was having them at a comparable price.
That's 100% true.
But the fact that they were on Steam and easily downloadable and available for you was willing to make you spend what little money you did.
That's true.
So therefore, convenience is a big part of that model.
It's because it was put into my face.
It was put into your face as something that was convenient and cheap and something that you could get immediately for instant gratification.
Because I'm sure they have a million games in the $5 drawer at GameStop. And
I actually recently bought one.
Yeah, I know. But
God, I'm going to take my PS3 home today. I'm so excited.
The thing is, even though it's that cheap, I'm not driven to buy it. Maybe it's because it's obviously less organized, at least. Because
the $5 drawer, yeah.
I could buy NBA 2K for $5.
Well, that
it's in like a drawer that someone.
Well, that and also the selection is always terrible because here's also the thing. I know you're saying that people don't care about quality, but you're never getting a $5. You're never getting a game out of the $5 bin that's new.
That's true.
But if you do it through Steam, you're always going to get a game that's always going to be of the perfect quality because it's always going to be the perfect representation of that game.
That's true. Yeah.
Guys, we are effing nailing at this podcast.
I
don't even know what's happening. This is like the best one we've done in weeks.
Here's the thing. It's not false. Nothing we're saying is wrong, but it doesn't change anything. Not like in a we can't do anything. But like I don't know what our conclusion is for this. We all know the pros and the cons, but what's better?
It's just a discussion.
I just want to know because the thing is,
okay,
short version, dude. The short version is everyone would rather have the choice to pick what they can. Nobody wants to have to be forced to only buy new things. PS4. You know what I'm saying?
But here's what I would say. If they went entirely to digital distribution, I would be all for buying new games. I, for one, they're
always $60. They never go down.
I believe that they would go down if they went to all digital distribution.
They don't go down for a year.
You mean a year after launch?
Yeah.
I mean, I could still deal with that.
Because Steam prices don't go down that much fast.
Here's the deal.
They go down faster than that, but you know what I mean.
Here's the deal. I'm still going to be paying $60 if I buy a new game physically. So what does it matter if So it's actually more convenient for me to buy a game digitally for the same price. Yes. There's that convenience model coming in again.
Right.
So
I mean, that obviously you'd go for it every time.
Yeah. So what? So it's just right now, really.
But if you could go to a store and buy a game for $45 as opposed to $50, what would you do?
But if they got rid of digital distribution, I wouldn't have that option.
Yeah, wouldn't you rather have the option to maybe get it cheaper if you were just out? I'm not saying you're making a special trip, but sometimes, sometimes you're out and you see a game for a little bit cheaper than you can get it somewhere else new.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think the once again, the short version is you want to have the option. I'm not saying you need the option, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, but I have faith that digital distribution will be a really big. It'll help break this kind of price war that seems to be going on between consumers and distributors.
But that can't really happen because they want to increase it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if next generation there's $70 or $80. It might go up to $100.
No, because here's the deal. Games are an elastic good.
Right. I think they're probably made of plastic, actually.
Well, a lot of them are. No. Games are elastic good, which means that there's a certain price point that people are willing to pay. That even if you increase the price to a certain point, people will still continue to buy. But once you get past that point, your numbers will begin to drop off. And games are a very elastic product.
Uh-huh.
So if you raise the price too high, you're going to see numbers go down very, very substantially.
Yeah. I mean, I think 60 is a high price for anything.
Yeah.
70 would be very, very tough for me. 90, there's no chance.
No, 100 anything above 70, I think you're going to see a real.
If games started being $75,
you're going to see you would see a huge backlash.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it. You know? I'd be like, I'd have to think twice. But what the question is if you only had digital distribution, would they not have to raise that price?
I don't think they would have to raise that price.
I don't know.
For a myriad of reasons.
A myriad of reasons. I don't know, dude. It's too complicated.
Because you don't have to worry about physical media at all.
Right.
If you went to an entirely digital distribution. So that's a huge core, that's a large cost that you don't have to pay. Because you don't have to pay shipping, you don't have to pay production, you don't have to pay any of that stuff.
But here's the thing about that is the price would maintain the same then. Even if they're saving all that money, they already want to charge more, so they would just keep it the same.
But if digital distribution means that it will keep prices from rising, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It kind of feels like a sucky middle place.
It's a hollow victory, is what it is.
This rock prevents tigers from coming around. You know?
Yeah.
You wish something was happening, but you can't prove it is or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Guys, just tell us what you think about digital distribution, I guess.
Tell us what you think about anything that we talked about, because I think this is a really solid one.
I think, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of debate here, dudes. Sorry if this one wasn't funny, but, you're not funny.
This is a classic informathon.
Just email us, comment on the video, rate us on iTunes. Dude, guess what? We got a new rating on iTunes.
I saw that. It was cool.
Guess what, guys? You made our week.
Nailed it. Also, tell your friends about us.
Tell your friends. Post on the internet. Any place you wanna get people to like us more. That'd be great. That
would be a huge boon.
It's what we need.
That's a phrase.
I don't know why it sounded weird there to me.
Because I said it like boon.
Boon. It's what we need to be successful, guys. We love making the show, but we need your help making it more successful.
Oh, there was a crap bunch. All right, I'll save it for next week.
Okay, we're in the zone now, though, dude.
No, I know.
But you know what? The zone is, because we're charging up, we're getting ready for some speed
reviews. Guys, this is the top 10 TV show video games.
Oh, no.
Number 10, Looney Tunes Sheep Raider.
Looney Tunes Sheep Raider, you're a player for the Oakland Raiders, except you're a sheep. I actually kind of like the idea now that I'm making the joke about people playing football with sheep. Let's make that count 10 out of 10. Beavis and Butthead in virtual stupidity.
In this game, you have two unintelligent people, and they're gonna make comments about cornholes. It's 5 out of 10. Popeye.
Popeye's a game about a very famous chicken company. They make chicken. It tastes delicious. 10 out of 10. X-Men 2 Clone Wars.
In this game, Wolverine is fighting the Clone Wars for the side of the Separatists, and he has to kill all the clone troopers, and he has a fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he gets dunked in the lava. It's 7 out of 10. Disney's Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
This is important. If all it is just a game where you can listen to the theme song, it's a 10 out of 10. If it is anything else, it gets a 1 out of 10. The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
In this game, Batman and Robin are having some adventures on the SNES. 4 out of 10. Number 4, Disney's DuckTales.
Once again, if this is just the theme song, it gets a 10 out of 10. If it is anything else, it gets a 1 out of 10. The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is a long-reaching game. It starts off really, really good, and then in the last few minutes of the game are pretty bad. So it gets a 7 out of 10. Number 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time.
This is a game about April O'Neil and her very, very sexy post-Turtles career. Anyway, it gets a 10. It gets a 12 out of 10. WWF, no mercy.
In this game, you think you're going to get a little bit of mercy, but then you are not, because those pandas are really strong, and even though they eat bamboo, they will tear you apart. So it gets a 1 out of 10.
Sounds great.
And that's it, guys.
We did it!
We'll talk to you again next week. Same whole deal.